John.
Hello, my name is John Michael Foulger. I'm represented by Jen at Mary Liz Management. I've been a professional actor for over 30 years. I'm known for the big screen, the small screen, and the stage. Rory.
Hello, I'm Rory Wilton. I'm represented by Teresa at Filmcast Cornwall Southwest. I'm a television, film, stage, radio, voiceover artist. And like John, I've been in this business for over 30 years. Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma Spurgin Hussey. I have sold my soul to Teresa at Filmcast Cornwall and Southwest, so she owns me now. I do various things. When I haven't got a cold, I do a lot of audiobook narration and medical role play and all sorts of bits and pieces, really. Angela.
My name's Angela Elliott and I'm a scriptwriter. Starting out in documentaries, I've done drama and film, and my agent is Julian Friedman at Blake Friedman. And this is one of our weekly script reading sessions. So the first one we're going to read today is Hook Up, written by Wayne Murphy Jerrett. And over to you, Emma.
Baden. Exterior, secluded beauty spot, golden hour. A lone black Mercedes slinks to a gravel crunching halt, a dark smudge against a vibrant autumn landscape. Interior, black Mercedes, same time. Behind the wheel is Edward, a middle-aged man, tidy hair and goatee, smart leather jacket and jeans. He furtively surveys the area. All seems quiet. Edward checks his watch. 15:55. Interior, living room, night. Edward stares out the window. Mobile phone pressed to his ear. Face pale against the night sky.
And you're sure it's a safe spot?
Yeah.
Totally secluded?
Uh-huh.
I don't want us to be disturbed.
We won't.
Sorry, I'm just nervous. Obviously, I haven't done this before.
Well, I have.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Edward checks his watch. 22:22.
So, 5 p.m. tomorrow, yeah?
Are you having second thoughts?
No, I definitely want to do it. I'm just nervous.
Just follow my instructions.
All right. Sorry. See you tomorrow.
A click as Aaron hangs up. Continuing previous scene inside Mercedes. Edward checks his watch. 1700. He jumps as the back door opens. In the rearview mirror, he sees Aaron, face hidden in shadow, slide into the back seat, folding the sides of his shabby blue-black rain mac around him as he sits.
Right on time.
The door shuts with a definitive clunk.
Well, you were right. It's very quiet.
Yep.
Nobody for miles.
Exterior, secluded beauty spot, same time. The car stands small and black amongst the landscape. Trees sway, leaves fall. The sound of birdsong drifts on the breeze.
Do you mind if we talk for a bit first?
Most clients just want to get on with it.
Right, yeah.
Continuing inside Mercedes. Edward laughs nervously. The leather of his seat creaks as he fidgets.
How many times have you done this?
Why?
What?
Why do you want to know?
I'm not sure. I guess I don't want to know.
Edward rubs his third finger, left hand, no ring.
You married?
Are you?
Yes. I mean, no, I was.
Kids?
One, just turned 18 today, in fact.
Today?
I know. Probably not the best day to do this, right?
No judgment.
So, how about you? Wife, kids, girlfriend, boyfriend?
None of the above.
Lucky you. Easier that way.
Aaron turns, looks out his side window. Exterior, secluded beauty spot, same time. Clouds drift slowly across the sky. Grass nods in the breeze. The Mercedes stands silent and dark. Continuing inside Mercedes. Aaron turns back. Edward glimpses his shadowed face in the rearview mirror.
You ready?
So I know we both served, but when were you over there?
03 to 09. 7 tours.
Changes you, doesn't it?
It does.
My wife certainly thought so.
Again, Edward briefly glances in the mirror.
Sorry, I just want to talk for a bit before, okay?
Okay,
What's your real name?
you first.
Edward.
Aaron,
Edward gazes out his side window, strokes his chin, nods slowly.
when did you go out? Or when did you come out?
5 years ago.
It's not the same out here, is it?
No.
Aaron turns, their profiles mirrored.
She didn't get it, my wife.
Nobody does.
Exterior, secluded beauty spot. Same time. Somewhere toward the horizon, a single shotgun bang echoes quickly, followed by the squawk of birds and the flap of wings. Continuing inside Mercedes, both men are upright, stiff, facing front. They breathe for a moment.
Did you bring the money?
Sorry. Yeah.
Edward pulls a bulging envelope from the glove box, hands it back without turning. Aaron talks as he takes it.
So, Edward.
Yeah.
Why did you call me?
What do you mean?
Well, we both know what you want me to do.
Aaron slides the envelope into the inside pocket of his shabby blue-black rainmac. Nestled in the waistband of his trousers is a pistol. He closes his coat over it and folds his hands in his lap.
What I'm asking is why.
Dramatic montage. Sounds of war mixed with the sound of children's laughter, crying, and unsettling music play over. Edward stares out the living room window, cries. Edward, sat slumped in a chair, grips a crumpled photo. The photo shows a smiling woman holding a baby. Edward holds a red Stanley knife to his wrists. Edward throws the knife. Edward slaps himself, screams, rages. Edward smashes the chair. Edward stares out the living room window, blank. End montage. Exterior, secluded beauty spot, continuing. Clouds reflect across the windscreen, partially obscuring Edward's face. Behind the glass, he stares out with wet eyes.
I tried. I just couldn't do it.
Continuing inside Mercedes, Edward drops his head.
I couldn't do it to her. To them.
Why did you even want to?
Come on, man. You know what it's like.
I do.
Aaron massages one hand with the other in his lap.
You became moody and distant, occasionally violent. Your wife didn't understand, and you're
Didn't
mad.
understand. She didn't even fucking try. Just kicked me out.
Edward slams his fist against the door.
She fucking broke me.
She broke you.
Yes.
When?
About a year after I came out.
And you've been wallowing since then.
Oh, fuck you.
Edward whips around, seeing Aaron clearly for the first time, messy hair and beard. Aaron stares without blinking. Edward goes to speak, but the words die on his lips.
Did you even try?
Edward slumps back to face front.
You know it's not that easy.
I didn't say it was easy, Edward. I asked if you tried.
Yes, I fucking tried.
Aaron gazes at a star of sunlight refracting in the car window.
Your past is like a red sock in the whitewash. Maybe you learn to like the pink. Or maybe everything is just bloodstained forever. It's up to us.
And I suppose you're living in the absolute pink. Bullshit, Aaron.
Clearly I'm not.
Aaron touches the light on the window.
But I accept the shades. I live with them. I go on living.
Yeah. Living to kill. Right?
Exterior, secluded beauty spot, continuing. The car is slowly turning gold in the late sun as a single bird flies against the evening autumn sky. Continuing inside Mercedes, Edward glares into the rearview mirror. Both their faces glow in the low sun.
What exactly are you living for, Mr. None of the Above? You're not a father, you're not a lover, you're probably not even anyone's friend. You're not living. You're You're just existing.
Aaron clenches his jaw, places his right hand inside his coat.
What did you get your daughter?
What?
Today. You said it's her birthday. What did you get her?
Edward looks away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You wear your pain like a t-shirt with a big fucking crying emoji on the front.
I left her a voice message.
A message. Wow. And Father of the Year award goes to...
At least I have people in my life.
Aaron breathes through his nose.
Do you?
Edward snorts, shakes his head. They both take a few breaths.
I tried. I really did.
I know.
Edward begins to cry.
Yesterday, I asked you if you were having second thoughts.
Edward puffs out an anxious breath.
Are you?
Edward nods. Aaron leans forward, a sympathetic smile warms his face, and he gently places his right hand on Edward's shoulder.
It's going to be okay, Edward. Everybody deserves all the chances they need.
Edward laughs through his tears.
Yeah.
Maybe we can change.
Maybe. She's an adult now. Things look different when you're an adult.
They do.
Another sob bursts from Edward. He breathes.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Aaron slides his hand from Edward's shoulder, leans back against the seat.
You can keep the money, of course.
Of course.
And it goes without saying, we never met.
Never did.
I'm going to call her.
Good.
I'm going to call her right now.
Excellent.
Edward thumbs his phone, presses it to his ear. The sound of the call softly rings. Aaron takes the gun from his waistband. Click as he cocks it. Exterior, secluded beauty spot continuing. The clouds turn red as the sun sinks behind them. The black car a silhouette on the dying autumn landscape. The ring stops as the call connects.
Dad!
The bang of a single pistol shot.
Hello? Dad?
Continuing inside Mercedes, Aaron stares ahead, blood on his face. Suddenly he puts the pistol barrel in his mouth. Exterior, secluded beauty spot continuing. The car sits in silence. Trees sway, leaves fall. The sound of birdsong drifts on the breeze. 2 birds fly away across the burning sunset sky. The passenger door opens with a click. Aaron exits, stuffs the pistol back in his waistband, folds his blue-black Mac around him, and walks away. He pauses, pulls cigarettes from his deep pockets, lights up. He blows out a big, smoke-filled sigh and smiles. Cut to black. As the credits roll, a hiss, followed by the sound of a low bitrate voice message.
Hey, Jess. It's Dad. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I won't be there. Again. I just wanted to let you know. Look, I just wanted to say I love you. And I'm sorry. And whatever happens, I'm so proud of you. And you're amazing, Jess. Remember that, okay? I love you. And you're amazing.
Wow. That's that one. Okay. Thoughts? Just scrolling back to the beginning.
I can go if you like, because I made a few
Yeah,
little
go.
notes, because I
Yeah.
read it
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah.
John and I need a moment.
Oh, do you? Well, yeah, I think I understand the chronology of it now, because I was getting a bit confused when I first read it. Scenes 1 and 2 are in the present, aren't they? And scene 3, the third scene, as it were, scene 3, as it were, was him booking this Aaron arriving. So that goes back in time. And then that follows on. I think it's quite economically done, actually. I think, there's not too much. In most places, I think it's because I'm nosy and I looked up and Wayne's an actor, and I think you can tell that that's somebody who's used to scripts, who's written this.
Yeah.
and maybe he already writes, I don't know, but sometimes there's more than we need in the notes, I would suggest. Do we need to be told 3 times about Aaron's Mac? Because we hear its colour and its shabbiness quite a lot. And I don't even know whether that colour is, absolutely a game, a game changer thing, a deal breaker for your film. The red sock as well. I mean, the red sock in the washing, I thought that was quite I mean, it's quite a strong image, but I'm not sure it's entirely working for me at the moment. Because let me just try and find that bit, red sock bit, because it makes it's a nice image about things turning, but it's almost more like it's I can't, yeah, there it is on page 7. Your past is like a red sock in the whitewash. Maybe you learn to like the pink, or maybe everything is just bloodstained forever. It's up to us. There's something about the pink that makes it too nice. It's almost like, I don't know whether there's some other image. Sometimes I think that writers get an image that they like and they try and shoehorn it in. And I do wonder whether that is one of them, whether there's something else you could do with it, because then we have to have that living in the absolute pink, which for some reason I can't quite buy. I can't quite know how you would play that one. I don't know. But yeah, I couldn't quite work that. So that leads me to another thing with it. The characters say each other's names quite a lot. I think maybe after the beginning, because it's such a short piece, we don't need to keep hearing it. There's only the 2 of them, because it makes it feel a bit not lifelike to me. I suggest murdering your darlings anyway. I'd cut back on some of the dialogue. Re the daughter's birthday. Again, I think we have a little bit of the t-shirt. I think that you've got this idea that it's like kind of you're wearing your pain like a t-shirt with a big fucking crying emoji on the front, and whether it's a bit too written sounding. I would smash that up a bit and have him say yeah, I don't know, because it's just somehow you wear your pain like when they've only just met. That feels very considered, and I would mess that up a little bit, break into it and not have it as such formed sentences. Try not to tell actors how to breathe, because
Yes, you're an actor,
we know, it's like, it's not necessarily he touches his shoulder with his right hand and things. Just yeah, imply those things, because that we can fill in gaps, and that's something that actors love to do. Yeah, I think it just about manages to keep a step ahead of us, doesn't it? We think first of all that Aaron's a rent boy, and then we think Edward wants somebody done in, and then it's like, oh, Edward wants himself done in. But I'm not sure I completely understand what happens at the end. I guess Aaron kills Edward,
Yeah,
but then he puts the gun to his
as if he's going to
mouth,
shoot himself, but then
changes
decides
his
chooses.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe that just needs to be, yeah, somehow. And we need that kind of thought behind that, of why I'm going to do it and why I'm going to not do it, I think. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure.
I
But
didn't have such a problem with that moment at the end.
yeah,
I thought it was clear that kind of that it's just one last kind of trap, as it were, or sort of misdirect for the audience, as we think, oh, he's going to blow his head off, and then he steps outside and moves away. That we've sort of got to a very kind of emotional build up to that moment, and it's made Aaron think, and he has decided to step on with his life. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading that. That was great. It's a really nice piece. Yes, yeah, cut out all the kind of, for you actors who don't know how to act, here's how you act bits, because we're actors, we know how to act, as you know. Yeah, basically my notes are I thought I loved it. I thought it was great. Can I be in it, please? Thank you very much. There you go.
were they in prison as well as the army? Is it coming out just
No,
to
no,
do
no,
with
that's
yeah, presumably the
being
army,
in the
one of the
forces,
forces.
yeah.
Yeah, because coming out, you sort of think, oh yes, it's like coming out.
Again, it's
you're
a nice
gay.
misdirect
Yeah,
of, is he a rent boy?
Yeah.
Have they met up for sex? But no, it's a bit more vigorous than that. Right, there you go. I'm finished.
I thought for you two, John and Rory, I thought you acted it superbly. Both of you. I thought it was really
you.
good. And as I was listening to you, I thought, wow, this you could use this for sure. You know, it worked for you. I thought it was very well written. I was a little I think you need to sort out your scene headings a little bit, just because same reason that Emma said, you know, you think you need to make it clear that one of those scenes at the beginning is like a step back in time, and then we rejoin the present. Also, this business about continuing inside the Mercedes, you know, that is a whole other scene. An interior is a different to an exterior, although it's difficult when it's in a car and not in a car, and a director might break it up differently anyway to the way that you've written it. But so those are only the only format things that I wanted to say. Again, I would have by the time we get to page 7, I think you overcooked it slightly on page 7 with the pink business and the red and the, you know, I just think that suddenly Aaron stepped out of character. I think
He's made quite a bigger assessment of Edward from looking at the back of his head, and
from having quite sort of one sort of phrase up responses, and suddenly we've got him and he's very verbose. Didn't kind of sit with his character. You could slowly increase his replies and so that you get up to that point, but it just was a little bit I am with you on stating the obvious thing, like he breathes. I mean, you know what, we all have to breathe. I get what you mean, but it's one of those things that you can just let the actors do. I liked that you were drawn into it thinking, oh, this is a sexual hookup thing. But is it? Because then you saw the gun, and then it started to evolve, and then has he paid for Aaron to come and kill him? Or is it that Aaron is at the end, they are meant to be a sexual hookup thing, but Aaron's come for a different reason and he's gonna knock him off anyway, sort of thing. I don't know. I liked the fact that you kind of left a lot up in the air. However, when we get to the end and the stepping out of the car, at that point, I wanted it to be Edward that stepped out of the car and not Aaron. And I think that would have really added a twist to it. The fact that at some point he was on the phone and you don't see all this, but he's obviously he's paid for the gun. He's paid for the gun, not the sexual favors, not to be killed. He's paid for the gun, and then he uses it to kill Aaron. I just, maybe that's just me and my macabre twist working out. But I wanted it to be Edward that stepped out, but I loved it. Other than that, it was great. Thank you, John.
Well, this kind of touched home for me. It really did. It was quite strong emotionally for me. See, I got a different perspective than you guys. Now, the whole pink thing, I think, is more self-analytical. I think that's him just like, you know, do you live in a pink world or is it all bloodstained? Now, his is obviously all bloodstained because basically he's a hired killer. But I get the PTSD in it, fully understand that. And I think my only criticism is the constant use of outside Mercedes, inside Mercedes, breaking up the dialogue. I think the dialogue will be a lot more powerful if you just let them talk. There's just the two of them sat in the car. You don't need to keep going outside the car to refer to the song. I think that just detracts, and it takes away some of the tension that you're building. I really do believe that, but I think it's well written. I like the characters. I kind of made Aaron fairly monosyllabic because he's there to kill Edward. He doesn't want to get to know him, doesn't want to go for a drink with him, doesn't really care about what's going on. He's there to put a bullet in his head. Having said that, you would never get in a car with a gun tucked into your waistband, primarily because it would be nigh on impossible to pull the gun out. So you want to write that where possible. I mean, you've got him taking his coat off and folding it up. It would probably be better if it's already folded and the gun's in the coat. So when he sits down in the car, he's unfolding the Mac.
Yeah.
Because that's where the gun is. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I could see it really working. And it's emotionally, I think it's very intense. But I think it's one of those things where you have to know the perspective where it's coming from. And my biggest bugbear, which is really something that pushes all my buttons, is when and fucking where. I'm sorry, but we end up with me saying that at least once a week. It's always nice to know when it's set and where it's on. Now, we know it's post 08 because he mentions the fact that it's post 08. You know, he's been in from 03 to 08. I knew what that meant. You know, 7 tours.
Yeah.
You know, that I do know. But, sorry, I'm ex-forces, 15 years. So that's why I say I fully understand it. But yes, I enjoyed it. And I think it's a strong piece. I really do think it's got legs. So well done, Wayne, and thank you for letting me read it.
Cool.
Can I say a last thing, Angela?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that I mean, I didn't want to sound like I didn't like it because I did. So I mean, I think I just assume that everybody can write, and so I'm picking on the bits that maybe need some work. And well, everybody who sends in, I sort of assume that they're going to be, you know, superb. I think it's, you know, it's got lots going for it. Just I pick on the bits that I think maybe you might want to consider just to help hone it. But just a question that I've got now that I hadn't thought about until you started reading, because Rory hadn't read it beforehand and I had. And the way that you were reading it as an actor, the choices that you're making, first of all, to make him a bit shy and diffident, and you know, so it seemed like the choice that you'd made was it was a hookup, and maybe from the title. And I suppose it's going to be quite hard to keep misdirecting us on the screen in the way that you can on the page, because you know, on the page you can have the same lines, and you know, different readers will read different things into it, but on the screen, choices are going to have to start being made by actors, by directors, you know, by all sorts of people. And I wonder whether you'd be able to keep that, you know, unless you played it really quite, you know, cards close to chest. I don't know quite how you would keep that, you know, uncertainty going.
Well, I think you just said it. You have to put it in the script. You have to remember that the script is mostly an instruction manual. And so, you know, as you are introducing Edward, a middle-aged man, tidy hair, goatee, smart leather jacket and jeans, usually keeps his emotions and thoughts to himself or close to his chest, cards close to his chest. You know, you just say just a line to say that. Just gives everybody a clue about how it should be, how it should come over. Doesn't need to be much, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the most powerful pieces I think we've ever read.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Yeah, very, very good.
Definitely.
Thank you for that.